Antifa, fascism means Judeo Christian values and capitalism.
And there it is. So, yeah. Well, brothers, I'm glad we're here. Next we need Antifa, and gotta ask all of you, what do we hate? Do we hate Nazis? Do we hate fascists? Or do we hate capitalism and Judeo Christian values? This looks like a good movie, though. It's a good title, and I'm excited for this one. Because who here is the CEO of Antifa? I know you usually hang out in my chat, so I know one of you is the CEO of Antifa, and I guess you know, one of your foot soldiers has left. It used to be Antifa, so you'll probably know this individual when they talk, because you know everyone in the organization. Clearly, it's very well oiled. It's a well-oiled machine, that Antifa, I tell ya.
There was a time in my life when I was angry, bitter, and deeply unhappy. I wanted to lash out at the whole fascist system, the greedy, heartless power structure that didn't care about me or the rest of society's innocent victims. A system that had robbed, beaten, and stolen from my ancestors. The whole corrupt edifice deserved to be brought down, reduced to rubble. I was a perfect recruit for Antifa, the left-wing group which claims to fight against fascism.
Press X to doubt.
So, I became a member. Now I was one of those who had the guts to fight against the fascists who were exploiting disadvantaged people. I wasn't a card-carrying anti-fascist. There's no such thing as an official Antifa membership. But I was ready at a moment's
notice. Story checks out. Wait, no. Your exes were in vain. Every single one of you. Come on, story checks out. Story checks out. That's true. That's true. You know, he talks the talk. He talks the talk. Okay, that's enough for me by this point.
Slip on the black mask and march in what Antifa calls the Black Bloc, a cadre of other black-clad Antifa members to taunt police and destroy property.
And that's basically it. That's what they say, right? It's like, okay, you got to get out there tomorrow. And this is how the revolution begins. You destroy property, private property, break into people's homes, smash businesses. That's it. That'll bring it on, you know? Don't go after the bourgeoisie. They come next. They come later, you know? Let's just kind of take out some of the rest of the proletariat. I mean, if there's too many people, that's a lot of sharing to do. So if we can just get rid of some of the proletariat, just some of them, you know, like the bougie ones, the ones in the nicer places. We'll do that first, and then we'll go after the bourgeoisie. I promise. It's part of the Black Bloc. Hey, come on, you're in the cadre now.
Antifa stands for anti-fascist, but that's purposely deceptive. For one thing, the very name is calibrated so that anyone who dares to criticize the group or its tactics can be labeled fascist.
I never thought of that.
This allows Antifa to justify violence against all who dare stand up or speak out.
That's what Andy No said in that book. That book that Andy No wrote. That's what he says. That this is a thing that happens, and it works too, because like, yeah, I guess there's only two choices here. I am or I am not a fascist.
A few groups boldly declare themselves Antifa, like Rose to the Antifa in Portland, but most don't, preferring to avoid the negative publicity. That's part of Antifa's appeal and strength. It's hard to pin down. There is no identifiable leader. To be part of Antifa, you must adopt two basic principles. First, you have to have the mentality of an anti-fascist. And second, you must be willing to enforce that mentality. To adopt an anti-fascist mentality means to reject everything that is fascism. But that begs the question, what is fascism?
Good point.
While most Americans associate fascism with Nazi Germany or modern dictatorial states like Venezuela, China, and North Korea, to Antifa, fascism means Judeo Christian values and capitalism.
And there it is. So, yeah. Well, brothers, I'm glad we're here. Next we need Antifa, and gotta ask all of you, what do we hate? Do we hate Nazis? Do we hate fascists? Or do we hate capitalism and Judeo Christian values?
As an Antifa group said on its Twitter account in 2018, the fight against fascism is only won when the capitalist system is smashed. And they
well, I mean, it is kind of the final stage, you know? It's like the final form. It's the final Pokemon. It's the shittiest one. You know, the evolution, but still, it's there.
Breaking windows, tearing down statues, throwing Molotov cocktails, looting and burning businesses, and harassing and physically assaulting people. We saw it all in the summer of 2020 in Portland, Seattle, Minneapolis, and other cities. Antifa is not solely responsible for all left-wing political violence. Not every attack by left-wing radicals is an Antifa attack.
And there's
but
just
Antifa
so many.
exemplifies the worst of this dangerous ideology, which is becoming bolder and more prevalent in American society.
Oh no.
Joining Antifa was the worst decision of my life. How did I get out of it? Like anyone who gets out of something bad, I encountered something good. The very system that I had sought to destroy, friends, people who turned out to be my real friends, pointed me to challenging thinkers like Milton Friedman, Thomas Sowell, and Ben Shapiro, and eventually organizations like the Leadership Institute and PragerU. What they said just made sense and offered me a better way to live.
How many of these shitty videos did you watch in a row? Like, can you imagine him being deprogrammed, Clockwork Orange style? He's like, Ben Shapiro, oh, the myth of the Muslim radical majority, yes!
And the radical left did not care about building a better society. They cared about control. They could only offer me more anger, bitterness, and unhappiness. I always expected to keep my past a secret. But as I saw cities around the country struggling against the rise of left-wing political violence, while left-wing and even liberal politicians said nothing, I knew I had to speak up. If people like me, who know what is really behind Antifa, don't, the left will obliterate what it means to be a free American.
Goddamn.
So here I am. And here's my message. Young people don't drift to the left because they believe the left is superior. Most do because they have never been exposed to anything else. Leftism has become what Andrew Breitbart once described as the default position.
They've never heard of an alternative. That's it. Yeah. It's so pervasive, you know. That's what every single high schooler and elementary school, fuck, even in kindergarten now. It's like Daddy Marx, Engels, Kropotkin. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, you know, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like, just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our glorious gods, Xander Corvus and I'm Rav, may you shower us with glory and smite our enemies. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we serve at your leisure, your grace. To our lords, Toefox, Bisexual Black Gamer, Jimothy K. Meeble Beeps Jr., Ryan Lubin, Trevor R., Jeffrey Lamb, Alexander Thaler, and Hans Josephine, we shall carry your banner high into the fields of battle. To our Knights of the Round Table, Timothy Hart, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophagic, Saren 42, Chronic de Hemphog, Gail Kotka, The Great Pudini, Bone Jenny, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, J. Fraser Cartwright, Thomas Barrington, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chitoro, Gufalankius, Zach Christensen, Nicholas Marks, Yopi, Josh Mickelson, Melissa Murphy, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Constance Joyce Lacheris. We lift our glasses of ale and we salute you.